Going big, going bigger. Postmates how I deliver. My game too cold, made it shiver, but I'm still a hot boy. Cool it down, let it simmer. Hey, see him mad, got him bitter.
Okay, Coach, so normally thoughts turn to basketball this time of year in the Hoosier State, but not so this year. The NFL playoffs have come to Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. Today we continue on in Wild Card Weekend with a great AFC matchup between the Houston Texans and the Indianapolis Colts. The battle for the Lamar Hunt Trophy begins as we're underway in this AFC wildcard game. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30.
Let's go.
Brissett to throw on first. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. Justin Reed, the safety, made the tackle.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
On 2nd and 7, Brissett, and that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. They were trying to liven up this playoff game very early on. Pretty deep throw, but good coverage.
I think they were counting on the defenders being a little tight, a little over-anxious early, and trying to catch them flat-footed and get a big play.
To throw is Brissett. And that's caught inside the 30. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 25-yard line. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Sure. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Colts take it right down and score on the opening drive. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Bullock good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at their own 22. Now Watson. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 22-yard line.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Throwing again is Watson. And this one complete to Will Fuller. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too.
23 yards. And the Texans first down.
Set 19. Hey, 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 hey. Kill. 94. Kill. 24. Let's go.
Now a first down throw, Watson. Flush to his right. And he hits his target. It's Kenny Stills. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Anthony Walker leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. From the 50, it's Watson. He's got Fuller. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 23.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big third down pickup to keep their drive alive.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
At the 23-yard line.
Set 19. 24. I got you.
To throw is Watson. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's third down.
Well, it looked like a quick hitter, a 3-step drop, but when it's not there, what do? He elects to try and escape through the massive bodies up the middle, and he does so and picks up positive yardage.
8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on third down. From the gun, here's Watson. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So, yes, it's only 3, but at least they're able to answer back after giving up the touchdown to start the game.
Yeah, I like the observation there because getting some points on the board, very positive for them. Feel a little bit better about things because if you don't score, you potentially have opened the door for them to score again, and then you're down 14.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. They had the touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game. It was countered by just a field goal. So, hey, if your guys can do that for 4 quarters, you're in good shape.
Yeah, it is a team game, so that's just good complementary football. But, you know, I know I'm no brainiac, but you trade 6s for 3s, things are going to work out in your favor. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now the pass finding its way into the hands of Eric Ebron. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Tackle made by Whitney Merciless.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
Texans 3.
Let's go. I'm here all day. I'm here all day. 52's the mic, boy. 52. Here we go. My 52.
On second down now, it's Hines. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 42-yard line. Brissett. They'll get this into the hands of Deion Kane. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks.
1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Hey, hold on. 52. Echo. Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there now. 5-2 is the mic. Mike 5-2. Come on, D. Hey.
A first down throw for Brissett. Campbell making the catch. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Ready up. 52. Mike 52. Let's go. Let's get this ball back for the offense. Let's go.
And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Jacoby Brissett with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. So they're down in the red zone. They opt to utilize his legs instead of the arm. It works out pretty well.
I like what they were thinking there because in most situations now, defense is accounting for all the other runners on the field and, of course, for pass plays. But the quarterback position, oftentimes it is unaccounted for. Offense coordinator felt it, dialed it right up.
Inside the red zone, is this something teams should maybe, depending on the quarterback, do more often?
Definitely. If you've got a quarterback who can actually move it with his legs, that's an extra option and an extra weapon for you. I think they should utilize it more often.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they got it 1st and 10. A nice looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. And he'll be taken down, but first he gets deep into Indianapolis territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 64 yards. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Here's Watson. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. Vita Vea breaking through to get the sack.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
So 1st down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Watson toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Back to throw, Watson. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this 1st half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Fairbairn able to put this one through. And a 2nd field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play...
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off at the 19. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air. And then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
After the interception, here's Watson, escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to let it go deep right sideline. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
On 2nd and 10, Watson. Into the hands of the tight end. This is Jordan Thomas. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a 1st down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Watson's throw here complete to Waring. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. Forced out to his left. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Now, I know it's only a loss of a couple of yards, but when you get near the sidelines, just flip the ball out of bounds, incomplete, and save the yardage. Save the yards, not your stats.
Looking to throw again on second down. Watson and Thomas has it. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 31-yard line.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
And this is caught, and he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Will Fuller, 31 yards, as his guys have cut the lead down to 2. And that time, he came out of the slot for that big play downfield for the score.
I think what we just saw there, partner, was what we call scheming a guy open. Put him in the slot, know that he has tremendous speed. What you're doing with your other receivers is likely running shorter routes to draw the attention closer to the line of scrimmage, to give him a chance to get downfield and turn it into a one-on-one route, often against the safety. You like your odds when he's running against the safety. His speed usually wins, and it did on that play.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it.
Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Whitney Merciless, showing no mercy, flies in for the sack.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown of what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Henry Anderson, he's the one that drops him this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Mike 52, Mike 52. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. 52's the mic, boys, 52. Crunch time, defense.
From the shotgun, it's Brissett. That's complete to Jack Doyle, the tight end. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or two short, and it's 4th down. To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Under a minute to play here in the half. Time for a late drive.
It makes sense when you think about it. Hey, try and get a field goal. Give yourself a lead going into the half. But if you're going to do this, you better have supreme trust in your quarterback. Supreme trust in the guy's going to handle the football. Because if you turn it over here, not only do you go in down at the half, you've given the momentum squarely to your opponent.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Stills the intended target, and it's 2nd down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, helped force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. Back to the air. Watson on second down. With a catch made by Hopkins. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. On first down, it's Watson. He's going to look deep, end zone for Hopkins. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. Throwing again, Watson. He gets it to Thomas. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 35. The Texans going to signal for their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10.
Check 83, ball going to 83. Watch out, watch out. Tight end rock, tight end rock. Hey, pick it in.
Watson looks to throw again. Going deep for Hopkins. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Quincy Wilson with the INT. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
Check that, check that. We got Mike 52 right here. 52.
On first and 10, Brissett looking for Campbell downfield. It's caught inside the 25. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
And they extend their lead, a little added cushion into the lockers. What a way to finish.
Tremendous way. That's momentum that they carry in with them. Can they convert it and bring it back out to start the third quarter?
Extra point up and good by Bullock. And that will take us to the end of the first half of play. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
He'll buy some time right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Faking the give. Now Watson. Flushed out right. It's complete to Hopkins. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Watson now to throw. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. Trying to get it that time to Stills. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Right there in the middle, 55. Your track. Check it back.
They'll run on first down. Hines. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 46-yard line.
3 down.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They run again with Hines. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
On 2nd and 11 now. Brissett. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Now let's see who this is on. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
Ready? Right. Check.
On first down, it's Hines. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. They run it here. Ware. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They only got 2, but that was enough as they'll convert to make it 1st and goal.
First down and goal to go.
They come out here in the eye.
Hey, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he takes it in for a Colts score. Raheem Mostert taking it in. And the Colts use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Here's Bullock now for the extra point. And the lead is up to 15 now. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. On 1st and 10, Watson. They've got his man complete. That one goes for 30 yards. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
Steps away to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Another try after the first down sack. Watson, it's complete to Fuller. A nice pickup there, 19 yards. And they're set up better for third. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. The Colts D sticking to their assignments, and that brings up 4th.
My man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
Yeah, really should have been back. Back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Here we go on 4th. Watson. That's caught. It's Thomas. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run it with Johnson, and he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's second and goal now. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. On second down, here's Watson. Buying time to his left. And he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time has run out on this third quarter of play. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Texans football, but they trail here as we get started in the fourth quarter. They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's third and goal. Out of the gun, Watson. It's wearing the tight end with it. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A terrific job there to keep him out of the end zone. And now it'll be fourth and goal. The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on fourth and goal. They run. It's Johnson. And he's not going to get there. They tackle him at the 2. Johnson kept out of the end zone on fourth down. And this Colts defense comes up with a goal line stand. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Oh, a quarterback sneak on second down. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a third down.
Hey, give him credit. That's a good, solid game there on the sneak because it all comes together. Enough space, get forward, gain yardage. Well done.
The Colts on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. Out of his end zone, Brissett. That's complete to his receiver, Kane. And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down. So a much rosier picture now after that last play. Here's 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
55, come on, God, 55. Hey, that QB's trash. Let's go. Delta, Delta. Mark 55, Mark 55. He can't hang.
Here's Hines. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
They'll keep it on the ground. Hines. And Owen coughed it up, and the Texans scoop it. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the fourth. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. Big stop on the turnover on downs to get the football back, and now it's just all about salting this one away.
Yeah, just slowly bleed the clock away. Clock's definitely on your side. And, you know, when we talk about analytics.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Naeem Hines, 64 yards. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. Well, look, this is a team, Charles, they faced adversity all year long. They had to fight and claw to win that division. But they're putting it all together here in the wild card game.
Feels like a statement, doesn't it? An absolute statement game, a message to the top seeds. Overlook us at your own peril. We're pretty darn good.
Pull it good on the extra point. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive.
A simple tip of the...
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Now the pass, and it's into the arms of Hopkins. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. The Texans on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. To throw is Watson, and he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back, and they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They will indeed snap it to Watson. And this is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. And they will take a knee here.
Watch the slant.
And they take a knee.
The sack on the keeper. A loss of a yard. It's now 3rd and 13.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. And they'll indeed take a knee.
The sack on the keeper. A loss of a yard. It's 4th down.
Let's go now. 55, read. Check 55, Mike. I got it.
Their season ends here. A tough way to go out.
And the goal was to not just get to the wild card game, which they did, but to win it. And so now, how negative do you look at that? They got there, had an opportunity, and for some teams, they have to lose games like this before they learn how to win them in later seasons.
So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is...
Honey, I dash, got it on smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, they will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone, watch me celebrate. I'm cocky, I do my dance, jump in the stands. No man, man, I'll deal with the hands. Thought he could guard me, I ruin they plans. I do what I want, they do what they can. Got it on smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, honey, y'all dash. They lacking the stamina, way too advanced to be